Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Since there are so many new homeschoolers this year, which makes me very happy for the children, but a little concerned when it comes to what our government is going to do in retaliation for it, I decided that I was going to talk to you about a term that you might come across in your homeschooling journey. You don't hear it very often, but as with all niches, there are certain words, certain phrases that might not get defined very often, but that you might hear quite a bit. And one of those terms is eclectic homeschooling. So I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about what that is today. It can be so overwhelming as a new homeschooler to hear all of the different styles of homeschooling. You know, there is the traditional method, what used to be called school at home, but now since there are so many public school students who are doing school at home, we're kind of moving more towards calling it traditional homeschooling now. There's, Waldorf homeschooling, unschooling, unit studies, relaxed homeschooling, unschooling, Montessori, classical. I could just keep going on and on. But one of the terms that is used for a certain type of homeschooling is eclectic. And that is something that actually used to confuse me quite a bit because the term eclectic homeschooling used to be used interchangeably with relaxed homeschooling. In fact, I saw it in a book where it said eclectic homeschooling and then in parentheses it said or relaxed homeschooling. So the question is eclectic homeschooling relaxed homeschooling? Is it the same thing? And I would have to say, no, they're not the same thing. Can they be the same thing? Yes. Am I confusing you yet? So here's the thing. Can relaxed homeschoolers be eclectic in their methods? Yes. But are all eclectic homeschoolers relaxed? No. So what is eclectic? You're probably waiting for me to get to that. Eclectic homeschooling is just a homeschooling family that just gathers their methods from lots of different types of homeschooling styles. So they might use unschooling methods for some things. They might use apprenticeships for other things. They might use traditional curriculum for other subjects, areas that they're doing. And so, yeah, a lot of relaxed homeschoolers do the same thing. But the difference between the two is that relaxed homeschooling is more of a homeschool that has a little bit of structure, and it could really be any homeschooling style in a relaxed homeschool. Yeah, you could have a textbook driven or traditional homeschool that is a bit more relaxed, meaning that they don't focus so much on those textbooks, but that they are the foundation of their relaxed homeschool. You could have a relaxed homeschool that is, unit studies but allows plenty of extra time for self-directed learning. And so that's really what relaxed homeschooling is. It's a homeschool method that has a little bit of structure but allows plenty of time for self-directed learning. There's a lot of unschooling philosophy that is embraced in the relaxed homeschool style. And so, yeah, as a relaxed homeschooler myself, I would consider myself eclectic in the way that we do things because we do use, of course, the bit of unschooling. We use Charlotte Mason tips for certain things like nature studies and living books. We use unit studies quite often. My kids do notebooking. So we are pulling what works for our family from many different areas. And eclectic homeschooling does the same thing. The difference is, and again, there's not always a difference because they can be one and the same, but the eclectic homeschoolers that I would not consider to be relaxed homeschoolers are those who are still pulling all of their methods from different areas, whatever works best for their family or whatever appeals to them, but they might still have that more structured day. They might be taking, 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 hours to get their school lessons done. And does it have to be like when people think of traditional homeschooling, at least they think of them, my cat wants some attention. But anyway, when people think of traditional homeschooling, they tend to think of, just a household that is basically following like a school schedule when it comes to time. And so an eclectic homeschooler might not be relaxed, but they might still be getting their work done throughout the day, just like here and there, but they might still have a heavier directed workload than what a relaxed homeschool would. And I know I'm probably confusing you even more, but I just wanted to shed some light on what eclectic homeschooling is, because you will, if you're going to be reading up on homeschooling, or if you're going to be reading articles or watching some other videos or reading blogs, you might hear the term eclectic sometimes. And so I really just wanted to point out to you what eclectic homeschooling is. And I felt that it was important to also just say that that while a relaxed homeschool can be eclectic and an eclectic homeschool can be relaxed, they are not always one and the same. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram, because YouTube disables my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.